Hello, BookTube. I got a bit of a book haul for you. Hoping this microphone works. We've been struggling with it a little bit, trying to get the sound right. If you saw the live stream, you'll notice that I just sort of faded away. But hopefully we've got it figured out. If not, we'll just keep working at it. So I did a book haul. Went to 2 thrift shops and local comic shop and a retail book chain, Books A Million. So from Books A Million, I picked up this magazine of fantasy and science fiction. I love these digest-sized magazines. This is January, February. Let's see what we got in there. I've got a novella, The Dark Ride by John Kessel. Novelettes, Interludes with the Gunright by Jonathan L. Howard, and Bible Stories for Adults, number 51, The Great Fish by James Morrow. Then we have short stories by Robert Reed, Jen Reese, Justin C. Key, Van Aaron Hughes, Susan Paulwick, Lavi Tidhar, who I like, the Bookman series I read years ago, and Karen Joy Fowler, and they've got some poems. They've got Books to Look For by Charles DeLint, books by Elizabeth Hand. I got something by Mark Laidlaw, Games, Yakuza. Films are Karen Lawachi, and Paul D. Filippo is in here. So, yeah, it should be good. I always enjoy these. Well, sometimes more than others, but they're usually pretty good. There's usually something you can find in there. So, glad to have that. Then I went to the comic book shop and got my usuals. Found something for Steve, Donahue, which I won't show here, that I'm going to send down to him with his normal comic book. But I got Conan the Barbarian, number 18. I've gotten these from the beginning and like them very much. Let me see. Give you an idea of some of the craziness. Probably should have looked before I did that. And Red Sonja, number 23. Savage Avengers, which may be one of my favorites. Look, Conan there. And then Dynamite. Numbers that's 4 out of 5. And then what I've really been enjoying, Boom Studios. This is number 4, Dune, House Atreides, and I've read the first 3 and really liked them. Give you some sort of idea of the art. So yeah, those are actually worth picking up, I think. Nice hard stock cover. Let me move these out of the way a little bit. Then I got one book that's ginormous. So I didn't put these in any order because of that. I'm going to do that last. I'm sitting here looking at the pile of them. So I'll start with this. This is Gary Wills. Many of you have heard of him. This is a Penguin Lives volume, and this is St. Augustine. I've got like the Mozart. Well, I've got a few of these, but I really like them. You know, they're all by different authors, so it's, you know, you gotta take a bit of a chance there. So this is Viking, and it came out in 1999. So it's it's a short review of St. Augustine. So I'm looking forward to that. Then this next one is a press I really like. I would love to collect them. I've got some of the green volumes, and I think a couple black ones like this. These are the Lakeside Press. This is Fighting the Flying Circus by Rickenbacker. So you see Lakeside Press. They always came like this. There's a logo there. I gotta figure out this camera a little bit. They're usually charming. I have a Teddy Roosevelt one. I have a few of them. Have one on by a sailor. So this is Chicago, December 1997. R. Donnelly and Sons Company and the Lakeside Press. And this is the Fighting the Flying Circus by Captain Edward V. Rickenbacker, commanding officer 94th Pursuit Squadron, U.S. Air Service, with a foreword by Lawrence Latourette Driggs and edited by W. David Lewis. I'll hold up there so you can actually see it. Absolutely love these volumes. I see them, I grab them because they always seem to be interesting. I saw some maps in here. I took a quick run through it, but I would have grabbed it without even looking. I mean, it didn't cost much. I know I saw, I guess, some of this. Really nice map here of the theater of operations. 1918. I don't know if they have any more illustrations or not. Oh yeah, there are some scattered. So these are always nice. If you see them, take a look at them. Like some of them are green. I don't know if there were other colors. But yeah, Lakeside Press. And this is actually, I had to do a little repair work on this, but I don't mind. I could even take the dust jacket off if I had to. But this is a volume I really wanted to have. Thrilled to have it. This is The White Company by Arthur Conan Doyle. And this is illustrated by N.C. Wyeth. So if you see, I just used tape on the inside to fix that up a little bit, and the same on the back here. Absolutely charming. There's the end papers. So it's The White Company. Let me see here. Get you some illustrations. Oh, here we go. That's really nice. The Fugitives. I don't know how well you can see that. Sailing the Yellow Cog. The Murder of Squire Ford. So yeah, really neat. Love the artwork. Really need to get in and read this. I'm looking forward to. And every once in a while, when you have a series, you have to take a chance and know where you've, which ones you've got and which ones you don't. I should keep a list, but a lot of times I fly blind. Keep it up here, and it doesn't always work. But I've got the collected short stories of Louis L'Amour, volumes 1, 3, and 4. And today we found volume 2, which I'm thrilled about. This looks like it's a, yeah, it is. Book Club edition. My other ones aren't, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm fine with it. This is the Frontier Stories, volume 2. Bantam Books. And I'll just hold up some of the stories there. I don't know how many volumes they finally get to in this series. It was quite a few. Anytime I see him, I'm grabbing. So, there he is. This next one here, I actually read this guy, the author, Michael J. Togias, I believe, or I'm as close as I can do, in one of my magazines. This is 10 Hours Until Dawn, the true story of heroism and tragedy aboard the Can-Do. It's about a sea disaster. Paperback version here, but in the midst of the blizzard of 1978, the tanker Global Hope floundered on the shoals of Salem Sound off the Massachusetts coast. The Coast Guard heard the Mayday calls and immediately dispatched a patrol boat. Within an hour, the Coast Guard boat was in as much trouble as the tanker, having lost its radar, depth finder, and engine power in horrendous seas. Pilot boat Captain Frank Quirk was monitoring the Coast Guard's effort by radio, and when he heard that the patrol boat was in jeopardy, he decided to act. Gathering his crew of 4, he rented his 49-foot steel boat, the Can-Do, and entered the maelstrom of the blizzard. Using dozens of interviews and audio tapes that recorded every word exchanged between Quirk and the Coast Guard, Michael J. Togus has written a devastatingly true account of bravery and death at sea. So I'm really, a lot of you know I was in the Coast Guard, and I am really looking forward to reading this. Let's see what we have. They have a 210-foot cutter, the Decisive, which I have been on board. And the 44-foot motor lifeboat here is the kind I used to run, but I ran them out in the Pacific Northwest. So those are self-righting, self-bailing. In other words, they can roll over in the surf and come up and keep running. The engines will keep going. Crew's a little angry at you when you do that to them, but that's sometimes it can't be helped. So this ought to be right up my alley. And this next one is by an author I've started collecting his books just so I can get to him here hopefully this year. I always struggle with his name a little bit. The book is called Pump 6 and Other Stories by Paolo Bagagalupi. And I'm sure I'm just destroying that, but it's the best I can do. And so, yeah, it's a short story collection. I've got his other two. I got 2 of his books out there, and I think they're the ones. Well, I know one of them is, but I think they're both these other ones, Wind Up Girl and The Shipbreaker. This is Nightshade Books out of San Francisco. First printing, 2008. So, yeah, looking forward to this. If anybody knows anything about him or has read his stuff, just leave me a comment. I'm interested to hear about it. Then this next one is from ESPN. It has an introduction by Mike Lupica. Many of you will know who he is. It's Fathers and Sons in Sports. Great writing by Buzz Bissinger, John Ed Bradley, Bill Geist, Donald Hall, Mark Kriegel, Norman McLean, and others. Mainly picked this up for the Norman McLean, but there's some other good-looking stuff in here. So this is 2008 ESPN Books, first edition. So the Norman McLean, as you would have guessed, is the river runs through it. Ron Reagan does Flip Turn. John Buffalo Mailer does Mailer versus Mailer. Buzz Bissinger does Friday Night Lights. Donald Hall does Fathers Playing Catch with Sons. Paul Solitaroff does A Father's Small Hope. Bill Geist does Little League Confidential. And Henry Aaron as Told to Cal Fussman, After Jackie. James Brown, Dirty Moves. John Ed Bradley, It Never Rains in Tiger Stadium. Tom Friend, Worlds Apart. John Jeremiah Sullivan, Blood Horses. Mark Kriegel, Pistol, The Life of Pete Maravich. Wright Thompson does Holy Ground. Jeremy Schaap, A Father's Gift. Yeah, I look forward to reading that. Peter Richmond, Tangled Up in Blue. Paul Hoffman, King's Gambit. Michael J. Agovino, My Dad the Bookie. Darcy Frey, The Last Shot. And Steve Wolf, Bow Nose. I didn't look to see if they had any any pictures in here. I don't think they have any of the subjects, no. But looking forward to this. Quite a few in there I'd really like to read. Then moving along to something totally different. I've never read this, and I don't know why. This is Confessions of a Barbarian, Edward Abbey. Selections from the Journals of Edward Abbey, 1951 to 1989. For 4 decades, Edward Abbey, novelist and father of the modern environmental movement, turned to his journals when reflecting on the course of his life. Because he left behind no autobiography, these eloquent meditations, philosophical musings, and whimsical doodles offer us the clearest window available into the soul of this literary legend. Everything is here: the acute wit, the searing cynicism, the effortless prose. My speech isn't effortless, I guess. Best-selling author of The Monkey Wrench Gang and champion of the American West, Edward Abbey is here revealed as never before. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading these. I'll just dip in and out of them probably. A paper edition is, when did this come out? This is Little Brown and Company out of Boston. Oh, the original drawings by Edward Abbey. Edited with an introduction by David Peterson. And this is 1994. Then, couldn't resist this. The Trials of Life, David Attenborough. Just watching him on TV a week or two ago. This is The Trials of Life, Collins, BBC Books, A Natural History of Animal Behavior. Love this. Look at that. When did this come out? It was quite a while ago, I'm sure. 1990, not too long ago. Yeah, look at this. Of course, many of you'll know him from television. So I couldn't pass this up. I just keep going on looking, showing pictures. So there he is. And then the doorstopper of the day. Didn't have a price tag on it. I knew it wasn't going to be the $1 or the 50 cents like the rest of them. So Deb walked up to the counter and asked, and I go, oh, $3. So I decided to get it. And the more I look at it, the more I like it. And it's this. The West, a treasury of art and literature. Big old giant thing. Oh, you can't even get it all on the camera. Edited by T.H. Watkins and Joan Parker Watkins. It's a collection of stories, memoirs, songs, poems, paintings, and photographs. Provides a panoramic overview of glorious celebration of the American region that most reflects our hopes, inspires our vision, and stirs our imagination. And I love the West. I lived out in New Mexico for a while. This is Hugh Lauder Levin Associates, and it's from 1994. So right here, right off the bat, I opened up to John G. Nearhart, A Cycle of the West, High Noon on the Little Horn. It has a picture of Black Elk. And Black Elk Speaks by Nearhart would be one of those books that would always be on my list of books that I've enjoyed. Lewis and Clark. This is David Hallbeck. Heading Out, a watercolor. Quite stunning, I think. I saw here excerpts from John Wesley Powell, the explorer and scientist. Oh, look at these. Yeah. Just, I'm sure I get hours and hours of enjoyment out of this. John Muir. Yeah, so this will be fun. It's a bit of a beast. It's not a pocketbook, that's for sure. But I am not going to do Steve Pyramid on this. It's not happening. But quite a good day. Plenty there. Thrilled. Didn't spend much money, which is good. And did get out. It's cold here. It was like 5 degrees this morning. It's supposed to get to be 25 below zero when you include the wind chill factor tonight. So I won't be wandering around this evening outside the house. But it is winter; those things happen. A beautiful blue sky, so I don't mind. And I think we've got a big snowstorm on the way. We've always had one good one. We got about 3.5 feet. And I don't think this will be that big, but who knows? I'm not a weatherman. So, hope you're all well, and thank you, BookTube.